Good morning. It is still morning, barely. Today is the first day of Advent, which means it's also the first day of Vlogmas. For those who don't know me, my name is Carol and I live pretty close to Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm really excited about Advent this year, more than usual. I feel a little bit like a kid. I have been putting off using my Christmas cups until the 1st of December, and so I have two from David's Tea that I use regularly. So I pulled it out, one of them out of the cupboard last night and had it ready to go first thing this morning. And I'm also, for the first day, wearing some Christmas socks. And I pulled up all my Christmas socks also. I have right now 7 pairs in all, and I'm almost finished my 8th. So I'm wearing one. Well, I call them my New Year's cup of tea socks. You can see them in my projects page, but here are the rest. So I'm excited about wearing those. And of course, I'm excited about Advent knitting. So I have what I'm calling my box of Christmas here. In it, I have this holiday mini set from Fiber Nymph Dye Works. I have a couple of my Christmas or winter themed project bags. I have 3 skeins of West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas yarns, along with a couple of their free patterns that I got with the yarn. I have my December 25th skein of Fiber Nymph Dye Works. That's all I'll save till Christmas Day. But I also have an Advent skein from Cozy Knitter, which I'm going to open today. I bought this back in beginning of October or end of September, I can't remember, at Knit City. So it's been sitting here as a secret until now. So I have to say I got a little bit of a spoiler on this one unexpectedly last night. I watched Suburban Stitcher's sort of lead up to Vlogmas, and she was winding some Advent yarn, and I realized one of the skeins was this one. So as soon as I saw that, I closed my eyes tight so I wouldn't be spoiled any further, because I really wanted this to be a surprise. So I'm going to open this first. I have a bit of an idea of what it looks like, but I didn't get a really good long close look, so you can do that along with me. There it is, the 2019 Advent 24 stripe skein. All those pretty colors. So I'm going to I believe there are 2, I think there are 2 separate skeins in here. If not, I'll wind them off into 2 skeins and start working on those. I'll look into that a little bit more fully. So that's my first project. So I have my needles here ready to go. So I do plan to do these socks 2 at a time. At least that's, if I'm understanding how it works, that's what I'm going to do. So yay, that's exciting. A lot of pretty colors. Let me hold that up. You can get a closer look too. It's the first year I've ever had an Advent skein of yarn, so I think that's a really cool idea. And then I need to find skein number 1 in here. It's also very exciting. 5. Oh, second one I looked at, day 1. So this is, you had a choice of several different kinds of yarn. You could have gotten all bounce, which is an 80-20 merino nylon, or all bedazzled, which is a fingering weight yarn with stellina, or a DK weight combo. But I chose the fingering weight combo, so I'll either get bounce, which is the 80-20 merino nylon, or the bedazzled, or heavenly, which has some cashmere, or the mountain tweed. So I just thought it would be fun to mix it up. So here we go. This is just so fun. I've not done one of these yarn advent calendars before either, so it's kind of fun. Okay, day one is on Bounce, and that's the 80/20 merino nylon. So it is this silvery gray, which actually matches the sky here today. It's exactly what our sky looks like. We are actually expecting possibly a little bit of snow later this afternoon and overnight. Definitely has that look to it in the sky. I'm sitting in our spare bedroom downstairs, and it faces the backyard and the mountains. And the mountains are a little bit socked in at the tops, and looks like they've had some fresh snow overnight. And it's cold and a little bit windy out there. So this is the perfect color for today. And what I'm going to do with my Fiber Nymph Dye Works mini skeins is I'm going to do Helen Stewart's Habitation Throw. Yeah, Habitation Throw. It is designed for mini skein sets, for advent sets. And basically it's a garter stitch and eyelet throw that is knit in a similar way to Grandma's favorite dishcloth. So you start in the one corner and you work your way kind of diagonally across, increasing as you go, so that will start out small and get bigger and bigger and bigger like that. And when you get to just under half your yarn, you start decreasing and you end up with a square when you're done. So I was thinking about this, and it calls for 24 10-gram mini skeins, which is what I have here. But that's only just under 2.5 skeins of fingering weight yarn, and I'm thinking I might want to make it bigger. So then it dawned on me that, well, 4 of my Christmas socks are made out of Fiber Nymph Dye Works yarn. And so I dug out the leftovers. So these are both from sock blanks. So this is what I have left. I had unwound that one. So that's what I have left from one of the sock blanks. That was the Whoville one. And then I have this leftover sock blank from last year. So I'm going to include those yarns. And of course, I don't know yet whether the mini skein, whether this will include self-striping. If it does, then I have leftovers from, this was a pie, Christmas pie. So all the stripes are different widths. And the elves were in the eggnog. And actually, even if there aren't any striped ones in the mini skeins, doesn't mean I can't include some. So I think I will work these in also in 10-gram increments, and that way my wrap will be, or my throw will be a little bit bigger when it's finished. And I will also have used up all those leftovers. So that's my plan. So that's what I'm going to do after I talk to you here, is go wind some yarn and cast on. Something else I have decided, well, I was kind of humming and hawing over the idea of getting a tea advent calendar again this year. I did that 2 years ago. I had the David's tea one. And the truth is I open them every day and I tried the tea every day, but there were a lot that just aren't really my kind of tea. I'm mostly a black tea, fairly plain flavored kind of tea person. Then I spotted a Twinings one in the mall a couple of weeks ago, and it had more flavors I thought I might enjoy. But again, I just kind of resisted because I knew at least some of it was Earl Grey, which I really don't like. So then I thought, oh, maybe I'll do a chocolate one. And I had seen that Purdy's Chocolates, which is a Canadian chocolate company based out of Vancouver. I had seen that they had advent calendars, but when I looked into it, they were like $25, which seemed like a lot for 25 little teeny chocolates. But then it occurred to me that I could kind of make my own, and so I'm recycling my David's Tea advent calendar from a couple of years ago. And yesterday I bought 25 truffles from the grocery store in the bulk food section, and picked the flavors I liked, and then came home and proceeded to put them in the drawers here. So most days I won't bother showing you this. It's not exactly a surprise for me what's inside, except that because I know all the flavors, but I don't know which one's in each one. But I just thought it'd be fun too. And most days I will probably open it after supper and have my chocolate with my cup of tea after dinner. But for today, I'll show you. So there's number one. And because I just filled it yesterday, and because this was one of the last ones I filled, I actually know what color's in here. Oh, actually I don't. I thought it was gold and it's not. So what do you know? I am surprised. This is dark sea salt flavor. And I've never had these truffles before, so hopefully they're good. So as you pull out a drawer, you turn it around, and on the back is this, it's a part of a drawing. So when all the drawers are turned around, it creates a picture. So there's the first of them, right at the top here. It was after I had done the advent calendar a couple of years ago, I ended up taking all the drawers out, turning around, and putting them in order from 1 to 25 facing. And so in order to do it so that I could make up the picture as I went, I had to reconstruct the puzzle. And I was having a little bit of difficulty, so I ended up going back to Vlogmas from 2 years ago on December 24th, and there was a nice close-up like this of showing the picture all done, and so I used that as a cheat sheet and remade the puzzle in the right way. So maybe I'll show this some days, but I don't think I will every day. It's not probably that exciting for you. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to go wind some yarn and cast on some advent knitting. And if the snow does start, I will film a little bit of that. There's some curling on today that my husband and I are going to watch. We caught the semifinals, most of the game last night. And so we're recording the final right now. It started at 11 o'clock. So probably after lunch we'll go settle in and watch that. So I'll have lots of knitting to keep me company while I watch curling. It's cold and windy, so we're happy to be snuggled inside today. I was going to say something else. We're recording it, and that way we don't have to watch all the commercials. We can just fast forward through them. Gets a bit repetitive after a while. They play the same ones over and over. Anyway, I will see you in a little while. So it's just around 6:30, and the snow is still not materialized, so it'll be interesting to see what happens over the course of the evening and overnight. We might wake up to a winter wonderland tomorrow. We just saw some footage from back east, and wow, did you guys ever get hit hard. What a time too. They say it's the busiest travel day in the US because of Thanksgiving, so what a shame. The timing was not exactly great, was it? I hope wherever you are, you're warm and safe. So we had a lovely lazy Sunday, which is what we'd hoped for. We had done all of our errands and running around yesterday, so we could do that. So I did get a good start on my Advent projects, and I'll share those with you tomorrow. We watched some ladies curling sort of late this afternoon, and I've just made a pot of spaghetti sauce, so while that simmers for a little while, we're going to go and watch some men's finals that we didn't realize were on. This is Canada Cup. So as we were watching the ladies, we saw a commercial for the men's and went, oh, didn't know. So we recorded that too. So that's what we're going to do this evening. And I'll get some more knitting done. Of course, it's just been such a nice, cozy, lazy Sunday. I hope your first day of December has been as good as mine. Have a good evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.